Oh, happy days. Ted Cruz, taxpayer dollars, and beauty treatments? Yep. Senator from Texas in this breaking story, I'll show you in a couple of seconds, has really stepped in it this time. You know, the cow patty calamity known as Ted Cruz, who jets off to Cancun while people are dying in Texas. That guy. Ted Cruz has flip-flopped so many times and is so two-faced, Medusa wouldn't know which face to turn to stone first. I mean, after all, folks, if we called Ted Cruz a disingenuous dipstick, that would be a compliment. Remember?
I am angry, and I think the American people are angry.
It is a remarkable flip-flop for a senator whom Trump used to relentlessly ridicule.
Lion Ted, L-Y-I-N, boom, hyphen. Lion Ted Cruz, Lion Ted, Lion.
Trump has in the past claimed, falsely, Cruz's father was tied to the Kennedy assassination. Cruz stole an early primary win. That Cruz, born in Canada, could not legally occupy the Oval Office. Trump even insulted Cruz's wife. At the time, Cruz hit back hard.
Donald, you're a sniveling coward, and leave Heidi the hell alone.
He hinted at Trump ties to organized crime, called Trump classless, a pathological liar.
The idea of our daughters coming home and repeating any word that man says horrifies me.
U.S. Senator Ted Cruz is getting a lot of criticism this midday for flying from Houston to Cancun during this winter crisis. Twitter users posted pictures of the Texas Republican at the airport last night. We reached out to his office and have not heard back, but sources close to the senator say he and his family had a long planned trip and he is expected to return immediately.
But that Ted Cruz is nowhere to be seen these days.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz, you beat Donald Trump in 2016 in Iowa at the Iowa caucuses. Your thoughts about last night?
So I am proud to endorse Donald Trump for President of the United States. I look forward to supporting him enthusiastically.
Oh, yeah, in full support. Gotta love the paper-thin Texas toughness of that clown. You stay away from Heidi. Hey, Donnie, can I be on the Christmas list? You're my favorite Santa. Oh, boy. Ted Cruz is in deep, deep doo-doo. It just makes me wonder in this breaking story I'm about to show you, how many facials Heidi got out of this deal, because Lord knows it didn't work for Ted. Here's our breaking story, and he may be in serious legal trouble. Enjoy.
Senator Ted Cruz, Republican Texas, has spent thousands of dollars from his campaign account at beauty spas over the years, potentially breaking rules against personal use of campaign funds. Paperwork filed with the Federal Election Commission from 2016 through October, reviewed by HuffPost, shows the Ted Cruz for Senate Campaign Committee has spent more than $9,000 at salons. It's not clear if the expenses were for the candidate, who doesn't appear to wear makeup or maintain an expensive haircut, or for someone else. Cruz's wife, Heidi Cruz, has acted as a campaign surrogate in the past. The most recent expenditure was $282 at Allure Day Spa in New York City on October 11th, between the first and second weeks of Cruz's bus tour across Texas. It's not clear what the money was spent on, though the most expensive package the spa advertises on its website costs $250 and provides hydrofacial skin-renewing treatments to help you achieve a youthful, confident look. Earlier this year, the Cruz campaign spent $310 in June and $876 in February on a makeup artist in Houston. The campaign has listed the same vendor more than a dozen times in FEC reports, going back to 2018. The Cruz campaign declined to comment for this story. Candidates for federal office aren't allowed to spend campaign funds on themselves, though there can be gray areas, including for things like meals and travel costs. The FEC says candidates should use what's known as an irrespective test to determine whether the spending should count as personal or official, stating on its website that if the expense would exist even in the absence of the candidacy or even if the officeholder were not in office, then the personal use ban applies. Richard Burfald, an expert on campaign finance at Columbia Law School, said the question of whether the beauty spa expenditures were acceptable could depend on whether the Cruz campaign spending was for something more elaborate than what the recipient of these services does as part of their normal routine. It is personal use, Berfault said. And the question is it the kind of personal use that they would be doing irrespective of whether or not he was running for office? Cruz is in a close re-election contest with Democratic challenger Rep. Colin Allred, Texas, who has frequently brought up the Cruz family's 2021 trip to Cancun in the middle of a winter storm that killed more than 200 Texans.
Now take note of where Ted Cruz was and where he is. There's politics, and then there's just being a pandering puppet. And if Donald Trump were to win this election, that clown would be heavily involved in his carnival of corruption known as the true Trump swamp. Folks, vote Harris Walls. This is not an option. It's not a Democratic choice. It's an American one. And always follow Obama. Don't boo. Vote.